years ago, President Franklin D. Roosevelt signed Executive Order 9066. That led to Japanese Americans being forced into internment camps following the attack on Pearl Harbor. About 120,000 people of Japanese descent, most of them American citizens, had to leave everything behind. They were only able to bring with them what they could carry in their hands, not knowing how long they'd be gone for. Tonight, I'm continuing my series for Asian American Pacific Islander Heritage Month. I spoke to a survivor about his story.
February 19th, 1942. They gave us only a few weeks to take care of your house, your business, your pets, your farms, your everything. You had to simply pack up. I remember my mother in tears packing up things and then putting other things in a box for the trash man.
All of those memories were from when Mike Hosokawa was 2. His family was one of the hundreds of thousands forced into internment camps in the wake of the attack on Pearl Harbor. The first stop was the Washington State Fairgrounds, where each family stayed in a horse stall until other camps were being built.
It was really pretty stark and harsh. And I remember telling my mother that this wasn't my home.
The next stop, Hart Mountain Camp in Wyoming. Each family was put up in a 14 by 14 room. Hosokawa told me he could feel the anxiety and depression in the air.
I think the significance of it is that the feeling of the people was at the time was, we will follow instructions, we will be obedient, we will not object.
2 years later, the moment finally came, an early release. Hosokawa's father was a journalist. He got a job at the Des Moines Register and also received a family sponsor.
We found that the lady next door, a lady named Pauline Lynham, had gone around the neighborhood and said, you know, these people are okay. They're not the enemy. Explain the whole thing.
Miss Lynham would eventually become a grandmother figure to him. While the move-in was comfortable, experiences afterwards weren't.
The boys in the neighborhood, and I was about 5 or so, the boys in the neighborhood came and they said, come out and play. Well, I was thrilled. I sneaked out the back door and across the street to the woods where the boys were playing, and they welcomed me, and they said, would you like to learn to shoot a gun? But they said, first you have to stand in front of this tree. And then they started talking about killing the Jap. And so they were going to shoot me. I started to run, and I could hear the gunshots behind me. But I ran home, and I was hiding in the garage. That's a kind of an indication of the mood at the time, that there was a lot of hate, and people were angry and hurt, and they lost people in the war, and we looked like the enemy.
The anger was so much, he told me he would take a different exit and a different way home every day so kids wouldn't beat him up. While being in school wasn't always pleasant, it's where he would eventually find himself again. Hosokawa currently serves as the Senior Associate Dean of Education at the MU School of Medicine. He told me being in a leadership role has put him on a platform that allows him to be a representation to other kids that just because they're Asian American, they too can hold important roles.
What makes you most proud when you walk through these halls and you see students come by? What makes you most proud?
I think the thing that makes me most proud is when I get a call or an email from a former student who says, I'm in practice in Montana, I'm in practice in Texas, and I just thought I'd touch base and see how you're doing.
Mike, thanks for telling your story. Coming up next Wednesday, I'm speaking with the first Asian American system president of the University of Missouri, Moon Choi. He sat down with me to tell me his story, what got him into education, and how the university plays a role in attracting international students. And that story is coming up next Wednesday at 6:30.